What's good, everyone? Local Iceman here. Janitor 1 minute, Zamboni driver the next, and journeyman electrician. So I gotta come out here and figure out what's going on with these lights. I got a couple that were out that I know that have been out. I got a ballast kit for the one that's far corner of the building. But we got multiple problems here. We got a couple light bulbs out. That's one thing. I have to change a couple ballasts. That's okay. Well, the sun's coming up on me here. It's dirty up here. Glad I brought a broom. But lately, the last couple months, we've had the breakers for the soccer side exterior light packs pop. So sometimes they'll stay on a couple days, one night, a week, but sometimes they'll pop. Sometimes it pops right away. I've kind of been just busy and stuff and doing other things, so I haven't really worried about it. But with all the shenanigans back here and people parking back here between, they think they're hiding from someone. The lights have been out. It's been really dark back here. Since they're open and stuff, I really want to get these lights working again. So I already got clearance from the boss to get some light bulbs, because a few of them just need light bulbs. But I got to figure out why the breaker's tripping. So for some reason the breaker's tripping. God knows we got moisture problems in the building from all the leaks. So, but it hasn't been raining in a long time. Shouldn't be any moisture anywhere. So that tells me something, that it's something with the light packs and the fact that they're turning on and clicking off. Sometimes they warm up and click off. Sometimes, well, that one's missing a screw there. Maybe that gets a little easier. Sometimes they just stay on, and so I think it's something in here where basically, again, it's just the soccer side that's separate from the ice side ones, because they're built in two phases, and they even have two different light sensors and on two different breaker panels. But we're dealing with the soccer side ones, and only, I'm going to deal with the ones that are working, because the ones that are not working should be a problem. I'm going to hit those ones next, the ones that I know that are working but need a bulb, and then I'm going to go to the ones that I know need a ballast, because that one I'll do last as far as diagnose the problem of what's going on here. So I want to go to the ones that are working. This one's working, and that one over there is working, the next one. And maybe as it's heating up in here, because these are like fixtures are 22 years old now, so a lot of those wires in there are kind of frayed and brown. So I'm thinking we're getting some kind of short in there somehow as it heats up, and something's touching and arcing or shorting something out. So it's not breaking, popping the breaker right away. It's only after an X period of time. So I want to look through every light packet, see if I got anything. Actually, I want to go back downstairs and turn the breaker off. That's what I'm going to do. So I want to turn the breaker off. I don't want to make sure that these things don't pop on accidentally for whatever reason or another. So let me go ahead and pop the breaker off. All right, I got this light packet open here. As you can see, there's a lot of burnt wires in here. You can go and clean this layer of bugs out here. The bulb is working, but it's definitely burnt. So, yeah, look at these. These things are all charred. I don't know. After closer inspection, I mean, that's a bare wire right there. I scraped some of that off. That's a bare wire right there. And that's one of the, definitely the ground one. Where is it? Here, this ground one is definitely got some wire showing. And the ground coming, this ground one here is pretty bad. So that right there, that's a bare wire. I don't know if that's causing the actual short, but that's not good. So, Jesus, I'm on the other side of this wall right here. Small fields right there. Can I get a ladder up there? I need to find some wire. Let me find some wire. I need probably 3 feet of each kind. All right, I got my shield off right here to get to my wires, get them disconnected so I can pull them in and out a little bit easier. Just wanted to show you the wire nets here. I know you saw them there, but these things are pretty bad too. So we're gonna get rid of these things. All right, so this is where the lift is. That's where that light packet is right there. And now I'm looking at it. All right. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, right where that leak is. Maybe, or at least a ripped piece of insulation. That's kind of high up there. I can get up there with the ladder, but that's kind of high up there. And I can't really bring the lift over here, because at this point right here is where a trench is. This is supposed to be the ice rink So you can see where the concrete slab was supposed to kind of be, and right where the mat kind of dips down right there, that's where the trench is. I mean, that's where the dirt is. There's still a trench right here. Anyway, I'm gonna probably try to climb up there and see, because I'm gonna need, okay, I think the junction boxes, okay, on the roof right there. I'm gonna need a bigger ladder. We got a bigger ladder, but it's heavy. All right, I'm up here on the ladder. I already took the liberty to open the junction box up there. Let me get a few more rungs up closer here. So what I've done is open the junction box up. It's just spliced in. It's just one long run for the light packs. Flexible tubing going outside. Pretty straightforward fix if you're on the ground, but being so high in the air, it's a little more sketchy. So I'm just basically going to replace this conduit, or try to replace the wires in the conduit. So again, I need both hands, so I'll check back with you guys. All right, well, there's a dumpster there for a little reference. I was just going to hop up here real quick and change this bulb just to get it changed. And I think maybe I found my problem. I don't know. You tell me. But I kind of think that I found the problem here. Yeah, I think that's the problem right there. So, still I needed to change out those wires. You can see the wires on the other one were pretty burnt up, like those ones back there. So, I'm gonna have to do some work on this one too, obviously. But at least I think I found where the short was, and I didn't have to look through the whole system to try to find out where it is. And this is where the ice rink is, down that way, the Zamboni area. Got my prop here. I'm looking at this thing right here. I can unplug this thing to take this upper light thing off, but it's so brittle. It'll already start falling apart. I don't want to mess with that. What I'm looking at right here, I'm looking at the power coming out of the wall here. You got the ground, but this one is going straight to the wall, but this one is going, has a wire cap to wire cap. How come they just didn't connect it right from here to here? Why is there a thing of wire in between? So that's gonna actually help me a little bit to get this out of the way. If I have, I have a little more, I could pull a little more out here, cut those back to here and cap them. And I got these special little connectors I bought that I'm gonna probably buy some more. Ooh, look at that. I guarantee you that's a problem. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eliminate one wire nut on this one. I'm gonna see if I could cut back this one and hook it up to here and just kind of get everything cleaned up, and check back here in a minute. All right, so inspecting the wires really closely, it looked like just this outer plastic was just peeling off, no copper wires showing. So I just put some electrical tape around it. I think that's just a good, pretty much temporary permanent fix for now, so I don't have to dig all these wires out. The ground one was bare. I saw some bare wire in the ground wire, so I just kind of looped it around the ground screw there and grounded it. I did take the ends off each of the hot wires going into the fixture here and redid those. Those look kind of corroded. And I made sure I kind of cut this one a little shorter too. I cut a little bit. Actually, I removed the one that was in the middle and cut this a little bit shorter to get that stuff out of the way. This light's not going to be so far in the air. Oh, there's tubes. All right, conversation there. Sorry about that. One thing, the bulb here actually looks fine. It looks really fine. You know, it just looked like I kind of arced out there. So I'm gonna put a brand new bulb in here, just to put a brand new bulb in there. Of course, I got ice cut here in about 3 minutes. So I got to make it down to the Zamboni in about 2 after I get the light bulb in here and the screws on. Let's get at it. All right, I got my light hooked up here. First of all, it's too hot for me to be wearing a sweater this high up here, just late in the summer. All right, so on the back stretch here, what I did is while this conduit was just dangling, I have it in the wall now. While it's just dangling there, I just shoved my wires. They're like 3 feet of wires. Shoved them up through the conduit, got them up into the junction box, put my wire nuts on, hooked the wires back up, brought with the lift, pull the wires out of just a little bit to get this thing in and kind of screw that onto there, or screw this onto here. Oh, I probably could do that. I'm just about there, so. All right, got my wire cutters, my screwdriver, wire nuts. Yeah, this should be pretty straightforward. Let's do the ground first here. Yep.
I had a question for you.
Sure.
One of the hockey dads was...
I'm gonna redo these plugs. Should redo them even closer. Again, I'm a journeyman electrician, so I'm not gonna explain very much here, but we're dealing with 208, 277, something like that, 208. So there is no neutral. They're just two hots. So it doesn't matter which one I hook it up to, basically. But you want to consult your local professional. It doesn't really matter which one. Go with the red one. There you go. A little more expensive, quite a bit more expensive actually, versus a wire nut, which is 9 cents versus like 47 cents for these. But I didn't want to deal with wire nuts. I got me some wire nuts just in case. Yeah, it's time to bring them back to the back.
Okay.
So that way I can do them right away.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and put the bulb in now before I put that thing on. It's gonna be easier. So next thing I do is bring this back into the picture. All right. Now try to get everything back here so it doesn't, the bulb doesn't burn it. So you put this thing down and make sure that everything goes back into here. I mean, that's the key, you know, like when you're changing bulbs, you gotta make sure when you lift this thing up and the wires pop out and you pull it back down that you're getting the wires out of the way. Well, this one only had one screw because I'm probably the one who lost it. I think we're done here. I gotta go back at the other side. I gotta tighten the cover on the plate and take my ladder down. We'll test this thing out. All right, as you saw there, it did click on real faintly, but it's dead out. It did click on. It still needed to warm up before it went to full power. It takes a couple minutes. I wasn't gonna hold the relay there for that long. All right, so that's pretty much about it. I think I'm gonna hold off wrap this video up. I'm gonna do the other two ballast switch outs. Do the other one first because the other one is a pull start one, the newer fixture. Then we'll go over to this side over here and take a look at that fixture and see what we need, if we need any kind of wires or anything, or if we need to order a ballast kit for it. All right, we'll check back here soon, next day maybe, I don't know. It's been 3 days since I fixed the two lights that we were just talking about. I'm sorry, I don't know how to transition this. We're heading up the third light right here. Let me show you kind of where you are as far as reference. Just, you know, there's the dumpster right there, carbon recycling. That light right there, that light right there is the one that shorted out. I think that caused a short in the system, as well as the one around the corner with some bad wires. Both got fixed. It's been, like I said, 3 days. It's Tuesday now, so Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, 3 nights. Breaker hasn't popped. That's good. This right here is the next light I'm going to. I've already replaced the bulb in this guy once, so I know it's not the bulb. Fortunately, it's at the apex of the building right here. Like we're getting high up here, man. So I gotta concentrate and focus here. This right here screw is giving me a pretty good fight here, but you're gonna lose. You'll eventually lose. It may be ugly, but you'll lose. All right, this is not working. This is not working. Let's go get the real tools. Oh, I hate this thing shaking. Oh yeah, there's your problem right there. Some more fucking cut wires. You see a couple burnt wires in there, so I'm just gonna rehook those things up and hope for the best. I think the temperature of the bulb has singed those things. Grab one first here. No, I can't get higher because if I get higher, that goes higher. Alright, those two are done. Excuse me. Let's back up, man. Back up. I'm still not happy about these 3 burnt wires here. Take a look at that here real quick. Yeah, we're going back down and up again. I gotta do my ice cut, and I got some bare wires here. I'm gonna splice them in from right here. I'm not gonna. This one right here is fucked. You are fucking close to being fucked. Which one is the ground? Because I don't care about the ground. Your ground. Okay. You two are getting changed. Good news as far as it's not a ballast or starter or transformer, it's just some burnt wires. I don't know if you can see that. I don't know if I can open this thing up. You can see right here where it's burnt right there. So it's definitely touched a few times. So I like that. I like that. This one has the bolt still sticking out. It's rusted in there. I'm gonna have to spray some anti-seize or whatever stuff up there to get that thing out, the little post. That's it for this one. We'll do a checkup in a little while. Tonight, tomorrow morning, see if it's on. Oh yeah, it's working. That's it for this one. We're gonna move on to the one that's around the corner. It's gonna be in a little while. I'm not gonna be able to do this, this week, maybe next week. But the one up in the front corner needs a whole rebuild kit. We'll dip into that thing, dive into it, see what it's like, and we'll check back here soon. All right, continuing on here, fixing the lights. It's probably been just over a week since I last checked in here. Maybe not quite a week, but just about a week. Yeah, back here. I'm trying to get to that light over there. And that one's the last one that's not working. And again, it's been about a week since I found the short, and everything's been working. So I've had another light go out that I replaced, just a bulb out in front. I gotta think at the same time, think at the same time here. This is a bear to get to. I've had the parts to fix this thing for over a year. My attempts to get over here have been foiled by me getting stuck in the gravel. So someone did a good number to our lot the other day, and I need to sneak up the other side here. There's no way I'm making it up on that side. I like to get the lift in position, so let me try to get this thing in position, then we'll check back here. I'm either going to be up on the lift or I'm going to be up on the ladder. Victory's mine. Got the lift in position right here. When I get down there, I kind of show you what I had to do, but it took me several attempts, a couple pieces of wood that I saved, and I'll show you in another video where I use those pieces of wood I saved from. But what I did is I went kind of backwards in here. Usually I try to go face first, nose first, whatever, and extend this thing out. Actually, this thing's getting a little rocky here. I moved around too much. So I basically went backwards into it and put a piece of wood in there, a couple pieces of wood, because the wheels were spinning. Ooh, a little breezy up here. A lot of fire. You have a lot of smoke coming from forest fires that time of year. But I'm up here, so let's go ahead and get everything laid out. There's my ballast kit right here. It's spare wire from last week. Oh, this thing's a little shaky up here. Let's go ahead and set some things up here. Get my ballast. What is this thing? Igniter and a puck. And this right here, which is, I think this is the capacitor right here. And I see those two wires. I don't want those things touching. All right, let's go ahead and dig into this thing and see what's broken first. I've done a couple light bulbs or replaced a couple light bulbs, and nothing's really worked. So I need to open it up, see what's wrong, pull the housing off, and maybe, I don't know. Is this thing already wired in there? Maybe I kind of pre-wired it a little bit already, because I have instructions here that the guy from Philips Advance, it was really cool. This is like 10 years ago. The guy went through everything and how to wire it. So let's go ahead and get on this thing. It's so much nicer not having to do this on a ladder. All right, let's basically just 2 screws that loosen, and this thing just kind of pull it this way, then pull it down. Go ahead and plug it here. Sometimes if you look at these things and if they look bad, you can replace. You know, most likely the transformer is probably fine. I think I'm going to replace these 2 things first, do a test on it, see if it lights up. If it doesn't light up, I'll replace this thing. Sometimes these things are bulge. I don't know. I'm going to do the igniter first. Let's do the igniter first. Okay, blue's going into blue. Is this yellow right here? Yellow is this one right here. Yellow's got 2 yellows to it. Comms. You're gonna fuck me? No. So yellow goes to yellow right here. Yellow cap. Is this gonna ground out? Alright. This last one right here, red, goes to brown. Again, this is the igniter, the lamp igniter. Let's do red first. I'm just debating whether I want to replace this thing right here. I like to see if this thing is just going to fire up. Just replacing that. Yeah, I guess I could try it. Alright, that gives me enough so I could at least test this thing. Alright, just as I was about to test things out and set the camera up so I could test things out, because I got to hold in a relay to light these things up, and I can't do that, be out at the same time. So he walked by just in time as I was going to set my camera up, so he sat out here while I went and plugged it in or activated the relay. Get that unplugged there. And it came on, so I didn't have to set the camera up. But for now, let's go ahead and, like I said, button this thing up right here. Let me get a little bit higher. All right, I think we're done here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this capacitor and put some tape on the ends here because I don't want this thing to short out and damage itself or someone else. But other than that, I was gonna do a quick drive through tomorrow morning to show you guys all the lights that work and don't work and kind of figure out what needs to be fixed next. But I think this one is it. I'm pretty sure there's a few other of the older light fixtures that probably need to be rewired or just the wires replaced on the ones that were burnt. But as we go through and replace light bulbs on the fixtures I haven't replaced light bulbs on and the ones I haven't fixed the wires on, let's go through and hit each one as we go and just kind of play it like that versus just going through right now because there's other things I need to do. I'm not going to really worry about the ones that are working right now. Everything's working. I'm happy. So again, I'm not sure I'm going to do this, if I'm going to just do a drive through at the end or if I'm going to do a drive through with the little thing up here in the corner. But that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching. As always, hope you learned something. Like the local Iceman says, stay cool.